academically, schooling and education. So not obviously, but I did my school report video. I read through some of my school reports, and it said in there my concentration was easily gone, untidy. And it says here that and this is my mum's account of my schooling and education, and she would have obviously read those reports. Academically, he was achieving, although there are some comments that he could do better if he concentrated a bit more. Lack of concentration, yeah, lack of concentration. That's all ADHD, I think. My mum has told this lady that she thinks my behaviours can be impulsive. He just needs to spend time alone to process his thoughts and feelings, as this is something he struggles with, which is a pretty firm assessment, I would say. Qualitative abnormalities in communication. Difficulties initiating social interactions, difficulty sustaining interactions with others, maintaining friendships, learning social skills via routines, rules and repetition, and would mimic. Struggled and had difficulties noticing, applying or responding to the unwritten or grey rules of social interaction, such as knowing how to interrupt and appropriate conversation topics. So something I've realised that I do, so this is me becoming aware of myself, I interrupt people all the time when they're talking, and it's because I've had I want to participate. I feel like I've got something to add, and it's like an overwhelming need to say it, to give my input, to share this conversation, be part of this conversation, which I guess is weird, right? So I guess I'm probably excited, or I guess it's probably excitement at being able to have a conversation, because having a conversation is hard for me. Not only because, so it's hard for me because I don't feel like I know what to say or what to talk about, or that I have the words or the skill to participate in this conversation, the knowledge. I just feel like I'm out of my depth, unless it's something that I know about. And this is what me interrupting is. It's me realizing that, oh yeah, I can, I do that, or I know something as well. And I just, so I've caught myself doing that just after I've done it now, and sometimes I catch it just before, and I'm able to stop myself. But before I knew that I was autistic or knew what autism was, I just did that, and I just interrupted. I didn't know that was, so this is a social cue, right? It's an unwritten or grey rule in social interaction. And I guess it's rude to interrupt someone, but this is like an overwhelming, it's a compulsion. And I had no idea. I mean, I didn't know I did it. I never thought, oh, I've just interrupted you. Whoops. Sorry. I had no awareness of it whatsoever, but I still did it. I did it exactly the same as I do it now, or catch myself and stop myself from doing it, which is hard. Sometimes I can. I think it depends on how excited I get, or how, I don't know. Wow, it's hot in here, man. Took metaphors literally. My mum said something in here about pull your socks up. I was told to pull my socks up, do better kind of thing. I literally went to pull my socks up because I didn't know what that meant. So, I mean, nowadays, obviously I'm older and I've learned things, but it's not just that, it's a metaphor. It's just something that I just don't understand sometimes, anything. And I get hung up on it. Difficulties consistently following social routines, such as turn taking. He is very precise, and if he thinks that something should be done in a certain way, then this is the way it should be. His reports would often say he could do more or better. You would have to do short sentences for him to be able to comprehend what was being said. Yeah, because like if I'm having a conversation with someone, or somebody's telling me something, the more you say, the longer you're part of the conversation, you're part of the whatever you're, I'm gonna forget because I just can't okay, if somebody says, hi, how are you, that's 4 words. I counted them, and that's easy for me to process. It's 4 words, right? But if you've said a massive long paragraph and I'm expected to do something with that information you've given me, if it's lots of words, I'm not gonna, by the time you get to the end of it, I'm gonna be off in somewhere else, because you've lost me. And when that happens, I just pretend that I know, or I pretend I understand, and I'll try and work it out afterwards, and not get it wrong, which doesn't always work. He had some difficulties comprehending written language. Writing required effort. He was often described as untidy, struggled to finish tasks on time. So this is all things about little things that were never picked up. Difficulties understanding abstract concepts. So that was the frog thing. Language, and a tendency to apply language or concepts literally rather than generally. I mean what I say, and I say what I mean when I say it. I might not say it. No more and no less, because I'm very precise.